thank you all for joining me this month. For those that may not know me, I am the Garden Goddess, and this is your energy forecast for the month of June. I don't know about y'all, but May for me was a bit of a doozy. It's been very hectic on my end, but it's been at the same time very enlightening and super grounding at the same time in the midst of the changes and the chaos. And so I'm actually really excited to share the downloads I've been getting for the month of June. It already feels lighter, fresher, fun, sensual, if we want to say that. And so I'm really excited to share with y'all the downloads I've been getting as well as the messages from the garden. And so please join me as we enter into the portal to share my divine downloads. And then we'll go straight into our messages from the garden. So I will see you inside. All right, so let's just jump right on in. Some of these I'm going to be referring to my notes, and others are just channel downloads. And so just to kind of pick up where we left off when it came to the month of May, the common theme was like sorrowful cat. It was a very like low energy. It didn't have as much excitement because there was a lot of frustration, even grief around relationships, forgiveness, and just being where we are in this current moment. With the climate going on in the world, there was definitely a heaviness happening collectively last month. This month, we're leaning into more joy. There's a levity in the month of June, Gemini season, the lovers, right? And it's calling in and inviting us to really look after ourselves in these moments of unknown. June is asking for us to lean into the fact that we don't know what's going to happen, but we can still flow with life along the way. And so we're really being asked this month to surrender to the way that life is in this very moment and finding ways to find joy in that. And so you're being asked actually this month to just take care of yourself, finding ways to cultivate love outside of the things, the relationships, the defining titles that you've leaned on for so long, and really nurturing yourself as you are in this moment and not trying to strive to be something more as if anything that you are right now is less. And so June is really inviting us to believe in ourselves again, believe in our dreams again, believe in our strengths again, believe in our gifts again. And so we may have had moments where we doubted ourselves, or we had feelings of loneliness or feelings of solitude where we're not good enough, or the goals we have in our mind we're insecure about with sharing with the world. And so June is really inviting us to lean into dreaming again, lean into our most authentic versions of ourselves. And in that comes a bit of fear. You know, it can be extraordinarily scary to show exactly who you are in this moment to the world because it can come with judgment, it can come with rejection. It could mean that you weren't living as honestly as maybe you thought you were. And so with that, um, comes grace, allowing yourself to feel those things because those things are valid, but not letting those moments define you. Maybe you were living in a lifestyle or in a relationship or working a job that did not align with who you are, but it was good for the moment. But now that you know that there's something on the other side, now that you know that you have the opportunity to live more, live better, live higher, live more in a more enriched way, you can do that without shame. And so the constant messaging that I'm getting this month is just free yourself from the thought that you have to perform. Free yourself from the ideals that you have to be something that you're not. Liberate yourself from the shackles and the chains that you put yourself in, that you allowed other people to put you in order to be complacent, in order to comply, in order to be in the crowd and not be who you are. Forgive yourself along the way and allow yourself to bloom in your own time. And so June is all about nurturing. It's all about nurturing those seeds that are inside yourself that haven't been quite watered yet, but now it's the time to continue to water them. If you weren't able to plant your seeds last month, this month you definitely have permission to plant the seeds for the future it is that you wish to. And not just plant them, but nurture them and cultivate them. And that doesn't have to cost a lot. That doesn't have to cost any money. It doesn't have to cost extra time. It just requires the time and presence that you have in this moment, the love, um, the resources that you have in this moment. If you want to feel better about yourself, you don't need to change your wardrobe. Just find a way to style what you got. If you want to cultivate more magic in your life, you don't have to go get a whole bunch of herbs. You can just go in your pantry and just use what you have. Really taking the time to use what you got, be present with what you are, who you are in this moment, own who it is in in this moment, and allow who you are to just shine through, and that is enough. And so I love that messaging that came through for the month of June because it's inviting you to come back to the ultimate form of love, which is just being. Being and then just being in presence. I love that. Don't you love that? I don't know about you last month. I got dragged. So just getting that messaging of, wow, like you can just be here and being here is more than enough. And being here, being present is doing the work. Yeah, I like that too. Loving that. And so those are the divine messages and the divine downloads I got for the month of June. I hope that was medicine for you as much as it was for me. I hope it gives you permission to be who you are and really carry out whatever goals and dreams that you have, as it's done for me. And let's get into the messages from the garden because I'm excited to see what the spirits have to say about all this. All right, let's jump into my divination for the month of June. I had already brought out my bones. I had already had my board down. And so let's just kind of jump right in. And so I've already thrown my bones and it's a lot coming through. So this month, there's been this huge emphasis on where our energy has been going and leaking. And so for many of us, a lot of us put our stock in what we have, the things we are able to possess, right? It's the clothes, it's the shoes, it's the fact that we have a certain amount of money. For some of us, it's the fact that we have all these different relationships. And they may be good relationships, they may be, okay relationships, and some of them may be bad relationships. But for many of us, we've put our stock into outside things, into our relationships, into our jobs, right? And so really this month we're being asked to trust in ourselves and trust what's happening collectively, to take a step back and just talk less and listen more. For many of us, we have just been going and kind of just floating through life just to get by. It could be very, very stressful for many of us. Many of us feel bogged down by the commitments that we have and unsure about the commitments that we have. And we've put so much stock into those commitments that we've kind of got lost in the maintenance of our lives to the point where um, it doesn't really bear as much fruit as we would maybe like. And so really we're being asked, once again, very similar to my divine downloads, we're being asked to lean into dreaming again, really leaning into cultivating our awareness, our internal awareness, our etheric awareness, and really get clear within ourselves if this is the direction in our lives that we're happy with, if this is the direction in our lives that we're going to continue to go on, if it's satisfactory for us, or if we want something different. And so sometimes we need to go into the mountains, which is a figure of speech. Sometimes we just need to get away from our lives just for a minute, even if it's just for a day, to really reconfigure and recalibrate ourselves to see, is this where we're happy with? Is this something that we want to continue doing? Are these relationships showing themselves to be fulfilling or enriching? Or is there something more on the other side? Many of us have been so caught up in the fast pacedness of our lifestyles that we haven't been able to take time to listen internally, and even with for those of us that are extraordinarily intuitive and spiritual, we haven't had time to listen to our spirits. And so if you have been going, and you haven't really had time to continue to cultivate your relationship with yourself and not a relationship outside of yourself, then you need to use this month to take a pause. Just pause. It don't have to be a breakup. It doesn't have to be a break. You just need a moment to sit with yourself and ask yourself hard questions. Am I happy? Am I satisfied with my life? Is there improvements that could be made internally? Have I been making time to enjoy the moment? Have I made time for presence? Have I made time to maintain my spiritual hygiene? Do I feel clear in myself where I'm going and who I am? Do I feel grounded in the person that I am? Am I on track with my purpose? Or do I feel like I'm leaning on my relationships because I don't know where else I'm going to be going outside of that? Um, and those can be journal prompts. They can be journal prompts. They could be just meditations and just moment of reflections. But as we continue to journey through life and cultivate ourselves, not just as spiritual beings, but as full humans, it's important that as we're navigating life, we take time to do reflections, have reflective moments, check in with ourselves to see, am I just coasting? Am I kind of just going along to get along? Or am I actually walking life with passion, with purpose, and with direction? And if you're lacking that direction, if you're feeling a little lost along the way, just know that that's okay. And you can have those moments of feeling lost, and they're normal. But it's also important to be able to come back home to yourself and check in and know that I may not know what's ahead of me, but I know what's inside of me to know that no matter where I go, I'm heading in the right direction because my direction aligns with God, it aligns with my purpose, aligns with my path. And I trust that. And so um, I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you. And I wish you well as you continue to walk your journey. And so I hope these messages provided any sort of medicine or clarity for you as it did for me. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for us for the month of June. And I look forward to seeing y'all in my next energy forecast. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video. Okay, talk soon.